So ever since I did Vanguard Month, people have been asking me questions like, what is wrong with you? Why do you have to nitpick this show? Why are you a bastard? But some people have also been asking me, do you plan on checking out and reviewing Cardfight Vanguard G? Which also leads into the question, what do you think of Stride? And seeing as I have Team League coming up this weekend. Oh, and on a related note, if you're going to be at Bushiroad Spring Fest in White Plains, New York this weekend, so will I. I will either be playing Royal Paladin or Gold Paladin, haven't decided yet. But if you see me, come say hi and tell me what you think of me to my face. If it's good, please. But essentially, I decided after watching G, instead of just reviewing it, I will critique it. I will give the reasons why this show doesn't work and explain how to fix them in a new segment called What I Would Do, or something like that. How to fix! Yes, how to fix. How to fix Cardfight Vanguard G. Cue title scene. So, first up, how we will be doing this. First up, I will bring it down to the 3 things wrong with this show. The characters, the story, and the action. I will discuss why each is wrong, go into it a bit, and then hopefully from there things will be okay. And of course, naturally, you can leave your thoughts in the comment section to any of my points below. But first up, let's begin. First up, the characters. Oh my god, what the hell happened? In Cardfight Vanguard, the characters were what worked about Season 1. Yes, you saw it degrade as it went through, but I figured with designing G, they figured that they know what the studio wants, so they would figure out a way to make characters to accommodate that. They did not. Leading G is Chrono Shindo, aka a loaf of bread, because that's about all this guy has to offer. Look, I'm sure he has his fans, and I don't like this guy. Not like with Aichi where he's like a bastard. But the problem here is that Chrono leaves little to no impact on the screen. And that's because he doesn't really have a personality. Oh, but people I'm sure are about to type on their keyboards, he has a personality, he's supposed to be a punk and a hothead and he's arrogant. And I'm like, no, he is not. And the reason for that is because Chrono's personality is all over the place. Sometimes he's all broody, other times he's like, I'm raring to go. Sometimes he's a punk, sometimes he's yelling at people, other times he's friendly and wants to be around people. And it's just all over the place. I mean, I can't get a read on what this guy is supposed to be. How can I get in the story if his personality is changing once every 5 minutes? And the supporting cast doesn't help much. You have his rival Shion, who is, by God, just as bad. And Shion's big problem is that he has to work off Chrono, but the guy also leaves little to no impact. He's just this sort of annoying, pretty boy, perfect kid who is 14 but gets hit on by old grannies, which is really, really creepy and just unthought out. They're trying to make him a polar opposite to Chrono, but it doesn't feel natural. Kai very much felt like a natural opposite to Aichi. Same goes for all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Protagonists and their rivals. But they are trying to hammer it in so much because they clearly don't have a lot of respect for the audience that I just feel as if it's all just shoehorned and doesn't feel natural. To make these two characters work, Chrono needs to be pushed forward and Shion needs to be pushed back. Tokaha is probably the only decent character in this, as she has an arc and a story to her that I'm willing to believe. But even her, she just turns on the flip of a dime, and it does sort of get annoying that, oh, she's just the perfect girl, and everyone likes her and all this. Yes, it does play in okay with what they're going for, but I just think that if she could have better characters to work off of, she would fit a lot better. The story, oh my fucking god. It's like they're literally just redoing Season 1. That's not a good thing. If you're going to do a sequel series, you need it to feel original and itself. When all you're doing is shoehorning in Kamui and Shin and Masaki and just having them reference their own adventures, you're definitely lacking in the story department. That was like, say, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX's problem. It kept referencing the original series that it didn't have its own identity. On top of that, what little plot there is just a retread of Season 1. He's got to form a team, and they got to go to regionals, but there's no motivation. Aichi's motivation was to appeal to Kai and become a better, stronger fighter for himself, just as much as everyone else. As far as I can tell, Chrono just wants to play because he has nothing else to do. which would be fine enough, but like I said, he's got no personality, so I'm not rooting for him. By just doing the exact same plot and retreading the same ground in pretty much the same way, you're just dragging everything out and just making everything feel unoriginal and uninventive and uninviting. It's such a cold, emotionless show. It's just a fucking commercial, and I don't really care. At least the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, flawed as many of them are, at least try to be different from the original. GX, I don't care for GX as much as I do the other ones, but at least it tried to be original and do something we hadn't seen before with a high school setting. Whether you liked it or not, at least it tried to be different and take a risk. G takes no risks. It's just retelling the same background, which is also why I can't show Chrono as really being like a scary punk. Why? Because corporate interest says that Chrono needs to be marketed to small children. When you really want to go far, you need to have him do stuff. Show him getting into fights. Show him beating people up. But you can't do that because you don't want kids to associate that with Gear Chronicle and not buy the product. As long as corporate interest has its hand in everything with this show, there is just nothing it can do to really make the plot any different or the characters feel original, because everything has to be toned down so you don't piss anyone off, which ironically just pisses everyone off. Which leads into the most annoying thing. Or like, what action? There's nothing going on. We don't see the card fights. We don't see them doing anything. All they're ever just doing is running around with filler crap, going on quests, which makes the whole thing feel like a damn video game. I don't care about what's going on, and on top of that, you don't see what's going on. I'd love to see the card fights. I'd love to see what Gear Chronicle do. I don't care for the deck in general. I have a lot of issues with the way its playstyle works, but Chrono should be showing it off. I should see Ragnarok in this. I should see Chrono Jet's skill. We don't see anything. We haven't seen anything new that's come into the game because every card fight is just cut to showing random images. You don't see effects and there's no effort put in the action. I know I said that it's the studio's fault with the story and the characters, and that's a lot of it, but the writers don't get a free pass here either. Maybe they're being told don't show action, but you can't tell me that they're just not trying. I want to know what's going on. I want to see the action. I want to get excited. I want to get pumped. That's why I'm watching this, to be excited and to see awesome card action to make me want to play this game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows all that, but this won't. It's just doing nothing. You're just seeing filler garbage, and honestly, it doesn't even make me want to play. Ask yourselves, if you were a kid seeing this show for the first time, would it make you want to be a card fighter? Would you want to go out and buy it and have all this fun playing this game? Probably not. But hey, these are just my opinions, and I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments below. Also in the comments, tell me if there's any anime that I've talked about before, or anything in general that you would like me to do a segment like this on. And as always, click to like and click to subscribe and keep the suggestions coming.